Hey everybody, and welcome to AniBreak, the show where we talk about the week's topics in anime, manga, and video games. My name's Jason, and this week we have news from Marvel, of all places, about an upcoming anime that just hurts my head. But we are also getting some reboots that I actually think will be really good. Got some news from Toonami, and a new semi-Kickstarter, I guess you can call it, for all you cosplayers out there, but we'll get to that later on in the show. Let's go ahead and start off with some news from Japan about Yuru Yuri. This series, when it came out, it was cute, it was enjoyable, it was something you could watch, mindlessly and just be enjoyed by. You come home from a long day at work or school, and you just want to veg. Yuru Yuri was kind of one of those series that I went for, and I just popped it on Crunchyroll and went forward from there. The 11th volume of the manga was just recently released in Japan, and to tie in with it, the manga author Namori took to Twitter to announce that a brand new Yuru Yuri anime is in the works. So those of you who enjoy the series, you will get a hell of a lot more. We have no idea though about, is it going to be on a full series? Is it going to be an OVA? Is it going to be a movie? We have nothing like that. All we know is that there's more Yuri Yuri anime on the way. So I think that's actually a hell of a lot of fun. And anything they decide to move on with should be just as fun. You guys probably remember, early last year, there was the start of a trend online where a manufacturing company would team up with an anime production house to create a series of shorts, like web series, for their products. And it wouldn't be like, oh, this is a character using said product. No, they would try to create a mystical, magical world that subtly uses elements of their products, and mainly we're talking about cars. You had Toyota with their Peace Echo Smile thing, which was just weird. I could not get behind it. Not so subtly, you had the deal between Mercedes-Benz and, I think, it was Production IG, I believe, with a 9-minute short showcasing the brand new CLA to Japanese viewers. Still love to watch that video. But the one that actually stood out as had potential for expanding beyond more was the team up between Subaru and Gainax. The net series that they came up with, Hokago no Pleiades. It was interesting. You had random girls, get together for a club, and they also have magical keys. Obviously, they're actually keys from Subaru cars, and they can become witches and they can fly around. But what's always funny is that their brooms had the sounds of the engines of a Subaru vehicle. It was interesting. It was enjoyable, but kind of weird at the same time. So it seems like apparently it got enough of a following online that it was announced by Gainax and Subaru that they are going to make a full series of Hokago no Pleiades in the next year. So yeah, I'm kind of itched to see what happens with this. The first 2 episodes were just intro backstory. Is what you need to do. And then this little web series just took off like a rocket in terms of storyline. Hey, there's a new person. We have 40 seconds of their backstory, and then we move on to the next thing. Oh, we have this really big, important event that's going to happen, and it's done in 10 seconds. Now that they're going to have the ability to extend it out to a whole TV series, I'm hoping for a little more depth, or at least additional content. So we'll see what happens with that. It was just an enjoyable little bit that I remember when I first showed it to Michael, he went, "Really? What is this?" And then he actually ended up enjoying it as well. So once I get more information about when it's going to air, if they're going to add more characters, who's voicing the characters, are they bringing back the same people? I will definitely let you guys know. All right. What else we have going on? Yes. Appleseed. Appleseed by Masamune Shirow. The manga I remember reading a long time ago, and I love that cyberpunk stuff. I mean, pretty much everything that Shirow did. I mean, between this and Ghost in the Shell, yeah, it's all cyberpunk. It's fantastic work. I remember when Appleseed was first announced, it was going to be adapted into a CG anime style film. We went, what the hell is this? And then we saw it. And with the kick-ass soundtrack by Boom Boom Satellites, the cel-shaded CG animated movie was pretty fun. It invoked a basic anime style, in terms of just the production design, but within a fully realized 3D space. It was actually kind of cool. They went on to make a sequel, which wasn't as good to some people. I mean, yes, the action sequences were raised by a factor of 10, but everything else kind of fell by the wayside. And then there was the announcement they were going to create a TV series called Appleseed Genesis. Never got off the ground. So why am I bringing up Appleseed again? I thought we were done with this. The last movie was like 5 years ago. No, apparently, according to a report by IGN, Sony Pictures made the announcement that there's going to be yet another Appleseed movie coming out. It's going to be a CG movie. It's going to be a reboot of sorts, focusing more so on what happened in the original manga. So it's going to depict the early life of Dunan and Briareos in the search for the legendary city of Olympus. Well, if anybody remember the first movie, they kind of found Olympus pretty damn quickly. So it makes you wonder, what are they going to do in this position? So I'm hopeful, just because it's been so long since the first Appleseed movie came out, that technology has grown so fast, and the ability to create detailed landscapes and characters has increased tenfold, 100-fold. I don't know how much, but it's by a significant amount. Take what they know now and go back to the Appleseed movies and go, okay, you know what? We're going to go ahead and just add on top of it. I mean, we've already done two movies. We did a CG anime series, Appleseed 13. Like I said, there was going to be a second one, Appleseed Genesis, and that got canceled. So let's see what happens with this. Now, to kind of tie in for it, it was interesting to note that the Japanese government reported last year that Lucent Pictures, who did the Berserk: The Golden Age arc trilogy, received like 50 million yen, about $500,000, to support international film productions, specifically for a Project Alpha. Lucent Pictures also filed a trademark for Appleseed Alpha, or for Appleseed Alpha in November. I'm wondering if this is all going to tie in together. So we'll see what happens. I do like the fact that Shinji Aramaki, who worked, on the Captain Harlock movie, Starship Troopers Invasion, and of course, obviously the first two Appleseed movies, is coming back to helm this third outing. So I'm really looking forward to this. Once I get more information, I will let you guys know. We got this trend going of really cool stuff coming up. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to break it, because this next piece, when it was first announced about a month ago, you saw me just facepalm so much. This one, you're going to get to share in my pain. This is a brand new anime project with Marvel and Bandai. So you have an anime and obviously a game tie-in. I'm not even gonna say anymore. Just watch. What the hell? Okay, Disney, I know you have the Marvel franchise. You've done amazing work with it so far. And let's face it, the 3 or 4 projects you've done as a tie between Marvel and Studio Madhouse have been pretty good. And then you do this. And you turn Marvel's heroes into nothing more than Pogs. I thought we were done with this back in grade school. And that's exactly what this is. This is seriously Pogs. If you do not know what Pogs are, then I'm sorry, you're way too young for this reference. Okay, they'll make money in Japan, but yeah, no. Just no. Why? I can't even imagine how the anime is going to turn out. Just because of that. Yeah. Okay. I got to move on to something better. Something better. Yeah, I can't get away with that. Okay, let's talk about something random. Okay. Do you guys happen to remember Sakura Diaries? It started off as an ecchi manga series more than a few years back. It was actually adapted into a 12-episode anime in the very early 2000s. It was ecchi romantic comedy, or at least it attempted to be. It was cute for what it was. But I thought it'd be, that's that. You had your run in the manga, you had your run in the anime, and we move on from there. But apparently the creator of the series has actually launched a sequel to Sakura Diaries. I could not believe this. Yeah. So the title, geniusly called New Sakura Diaries, opens up with a young man looking for work in Tokyo who is suddenly embraced by a high school girl calling him Big Brother. Yeah, you know exactly where this is going. So, I mean, to put it this way, when Sakura Diaries was initially released in the States, it was actually released by ADV back in the day. I still have it. So, I will have to say that I will at least give this a peek and see where the hell this is going to go. I am by no means wondering if we're going to get anything of depth or quality. But yeah, we'll see what happens with it. I'm just surprised that they decided to, you know what? It's been 14 years since the manga ended. It's a good time to renew it. Usually by that time, people are already working on their second, third, or fourth project afterwards. Apparently, maybe people thought there was enough of a fan base there to start it back up. Now, if it starts going the way of like High School DxD, we'll probably have a problem. But who knows? We'll see what happens. And even if it makes its way stateside. And who knows? If it gets popular enough, we'll have another round of Sakura Diaries, the anime. And it's just going to be, the bar's going to rise. Not rise, it's going to shrink lower and lower. I've been enjoying the conversation in the chat between what's going on with Yuri. People like it. What is it? Good times. All right. Let's talk about Viz Media. Viz Media has, they have a decent number of titles. They're not by what many people consider to be the primo force in terms of streaming anime. They do have a collection of anime that they have streaming via Hulu, same way they do with Funimation does. But Viz over the past few years has been really pushing their, I would call it their English version of a Crunchyroll, aka Neon Alley. And I look at this and I'm like, when it first came out, I was actually a supporter of it. I said the exact same thing I'm going to say now. It was something that there's actually a fan base out there for something like this. It should do well. We'll see what happens with it. And I guess for a few years it did okay. I mean, a lot of people enjoyed it. People are willing to pay the subscription fee to watch uncut anime. The only caveat being that it was completely in English. And like I said, there is a fan base for this. So why are we talking about this? Apparently, Viz has finally realized that they can't compete on par with, like, Crunchyroll for this kind of thing. So they made an announcement just the other day that they are going to transition to a free ad-supported service. For those of you who are actually paying for subscriptions, congratulations, you can watch your anime for free in English dubbed. Here's the what's happening behind the scenes, though, as far as I can tell. They're going to go the same path as Funimation and throw all of their series, all of their episodes, all the launches and everything on Hulu. So exactly the same way as Funimation. You'll have the entire Viz catalog there. You will also include the simulcast on there for Hulu. Those of you who have a Hulu Plus subscription can now access all of these. Once it gets transferred over in April. So $7 a month, you get $7 or $8 a month, you get Hulu Plus. You can already access everything they have, on their servers. Anime wise, you had a couple of Viz offerings, you had all the Funimation stuff, and starting April, you'll get all of the English dubbed features that people were paying just on Neon Alley. I look at this as a good thing, and hear me out on this. It doesn't need to be separated, everything. You already have Crunchyroll, which is by far and away right now, if you want subtitled simulcast anime, that's where you go. I mean, yes, you have a couple other offerings like Daisuke, which is slowly failing. You have a couple companies that are actually distributing themselves directly. Hell, even a couple of them are showing, at least one, Bandai, has a series that they're releasing on YouTube directly with English subtitles. But as far as trying to get the US market in there in terms for the English dub, this is a smart move. You have all the dubs from Funimation, all the dubs from Viz, all in one location. Yes, it's not on their platform, but you know what? That should be just fine. They're going to get some commissions off it anyways. So yeah, those of you who have a Hulu Plus subscription, this is just nothing but good news for you. Those of you who were paying for the subscription for Neon Alley, your last bill will happen sometime this month. You won't be charged for next month. So you guys, if you enjoy dubbed anime, and it's the easiest way to get people interested in anime is to watch it in the English language, because having someone who's never seen a lick of anime before try to watch something in another language subtitled, 80% of the time they're not gonna go for them. They're gonna be, what is this? I'm not gonna be interested. But now you can send them to Hulu and have a slew of titles for them to try. Who knows? Maybe this move will actually increase otaku fandom in the United States. I may be dreaming, and at that same time I'd rather have a pony, but that's just me. I can always be hopeful. Excuse me. The only other way to watch English dubbed anime, aside from going to Hulu, aside from buying it on DVD and Blu-ray, is to watch Toonami on Adult Swim. And we have a couple tidbits of news for you. We already made the announcement a while ago that the Blue Exorcist series was going to make its way to Toonami this year. I think it was initially scheduled for sometime in March. They're pushing that up a bit. Blue Exorcist is now set to premiere on Toonami February 22nd, so in about 10 days from now. So if you are a fan of this series, and I really hope you are, it was a fantastic series. You'll be able to watch it in its entirety over the course of a few months, that is, on Toonami starting the 22nd of this month. It will be in English. I'm sure there'll be a way to watch the uncut version right now, of course, on Neon Alley, eventually on Hulu Plus. So I'm really enjoying their lineup. The lineup has gotten so much better over the past couple months. It's fantastic. But there's another bit of news from Toonami. Back in like the 90s, when Toonami was incredibly popular and on like 7 nights a week, sometimes twice a day, Toonami launched a social event, which they called the Total Immersion Event, called The Intruder. And through the course of about a month of just little shorts that all tied in together, it was like a choose your own adventure, but it was voted on by viewers. You had little games to play online. You could choose where they were going to go, what engines they were going to use, and at the time it was really cool. Not to mention, it heralded the change from Tom 1.0 to Tom 2.0, and I think that was the start where you get Steve Bloom into the picture and everything just exploded. It looks like Toonami wants to do it again, surprisingly. Looks like this past weekend they made an announcement on their Tumblr page that they were going to announce The Intruder Part 2. And that's not going to happen till 2015. So why in the hell are they trying to jump on this so early? Well, apparently they're trying to get the word out there, and they're saying that the level of interest everyone shows in via social media determines how big a story they get to tell. Essentially, rate how interested people are in possibly this upcoming event, and then go to the bigwigs and say, give us X amount of money. So, which makes me wonder, in 2015, if and when this actually happens, are we going to see a new Tom? Most likely. Are we going to see a new ship? Most likely. Maybe we'll get a new Sarah, or we'll get an extra character. Who knows? I look at it as nothing but good times. If you guys have never ever heard of this event, go ahead, hit up YouTube, do a search for Toonami The Intruder. It's about 20 minutes long. It is low res because back in the 90s all we had was 480p, 480i most likely. So yeah, go check it out. It was a really cool experience back in the day. And I think you guys should start posting this everywhere to get involved with this. Like they said, the more we talk about it, the bigger the event will get. So here's hoping. A couple other bits of news before we wrap this up. There's a company in Japan called Leilax. They are a Japanese airsoft company. They make airsoft, they make guns, they make the parts, and they started to branching out into specific models. And they decided to release this image, and I'm really kind of curious about this. The company is collaborating with Masamune Shirow to recreate the actual assault rifle that appears in the current OAV series Ghost in the Shell Arise. Now, they claim due to the materials that they're going to use, parts of steel, aluminum, other heavy metals, it'll have a quality similar to the original. They say the gun will be tough enough to withstand survival games and will be produced in 2 varieties. They will be released simultaneously. One will be just a model gun. It's just a model itself. And then there's an electric gun version, which actually can shoot BBs. We actually do have a 3D model of what it's going to look like when it comes out. I'm kind of looking forward to this. Unfortunately, there's no way in hell that I can afford it. Because just the model gun version, just the model version, the price will start at 99,800 yen. Just shy of $1,000. If you want the electric version that can actually shoot BBs, an actual, working airsoft gun, the price skyrockets to 158,000 yen. We're talking just under $1,600. That's not including tax. That's not including shipping. It's going to be expensive as all hell. But just imagine having something like this when you're in a survival game, hanging out with, or even just having this on your wall. And that's a really cool, model. And you pick it up and you shoot someone. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, this is going to be horrifically expensive. But just think of the cool factor you'll have with this. Which, isn't that really what we all get into this for? Oh, yeah. Now, on a side note, yes, the third OAV of the 4-part series will be in theaters in Japan June 28th of this year, which means a month after that, in July, we will be getting the at least the limited edition version of the Blu-ray DVD box set. Funimation already clamped down that deal. Once all 4 parts have come out, they're going to go in and create their own dub for all 4 episodes and then release that as a box set here in the States. But for those of you like me who can't get enough gets, you can go ahead and buy the special version, which is the actual import version from Japan that has English subtitles burned in. Good times. Oh, good times. Okay. What else we got here? Do you guys remember I was talking about Dengeki Bunko's 20th anniversary? They announced a number of titles that they're working on, both manga and anime adaptations. But then they also announced Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax. This is a collaboration with Sega. It's a crossover 2D fighting game that features characters throughout the 20 years of the company's history. And they keep on adding more and more and more. And every time they do this, they're doing it right because it makes me want to just hop a flight over Japan so I can pick this up the first day. Believe, though, it's going to first come out on arcade, though. Oh, well. Can't really put one of those in my my luggage, but oh well. But this latest round, they already announced Lifa and Asuna from Sword Art Online. So it just makes perfect sense that Kirito is actually going to join the battle. He's actually going to have a number of moves. He actually can use climax arts to dual wield, aside from a number of other techniques. Fully playable. I forget how many characters they have announced so far, but my god, this is going to be one hell of a game. Either that, or if this becomes a flop, it will probably be the biggest or the most hype flop in some time. Cannot wait to check this one out. I'm really hoping they actually make this, stateside eventually. I mean, granted, 2015, 2016, but should be an incredible game nonetheless. The last thing we're going to talk about tonight is actually something for you cosplayers out there. I've seen many of you drag, not only your giant suitcases full of your costumes from a hotel to a location in case you need to change on site. But then you're also grabbing like shopping bags of extra stuff, your makeup kit. You're trying to get everything situated, and it just doesn't work. Well, it looks like there is a company in Japan that wants to help you out with this. They are working on what they're called the Cos Case. It is a special carry-on luggage designed and made for cosplayers. Little bits and pieces on it consist of the side and back are equipped with straps that can be used to store umbrellas, sword props, other large items. The body of the luggage is designed to be thin enough to slide between bus seats and has also an expandable body to allow storage of a small wig case. There will also be, and I'm sure a lot of people will appreciate this, will have a removable makeup table that can be securely attached to the top surface of the luggage. I'm sure there's a number of people going, this could be amazing. This could help me out so much. And right now, the Cos Case project is still seeking crowdfunding over Japan. They essentially going on like the Kickstarter route right now. They're asking for 3.2 million yen. So far, they have 935,000 yen. It's been wondering whether or not they're actually going to be expanding this over stateside. Because I'm sure there's a number of you who'd be like, I could use one of these things. But we'll have confirmation of that hopefully very soon. They are, like I said, the Kickstarter or ish event is still going on, and you can donate until March 31st. You can do a search online for Cos Case, and you'll come right by it. It looks really cool for you cosplayers out there. I can imagine something like this would be so helpful for a lot of you. So you guys want to check that one out. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for this episode. We've covered a hell of a lot in about 40 minutes. I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out. Stay tuned for post-show. We have a couple things to discuss. We may need to move the show back a half hour because I have a new work schedule. We'll get to that. Plus, I have some brand new things from AmiAmi that I think you'll enjoy checking out. So, thank you so much for hanging out. For AniBreak, I'm Jason. We'll see you guys next week. Take it easy, everybody.